the Comic Bros Authority podcast. My name is Andre, and with me today is my co-host and also Oscar nominee for most black clothes, Jackie.
It's everybody's favorite.
Why exactly?
No, you know what? I will gladly take that award. One day I'm just going to pop out in some pink, though. Today is not that day.
It's not that day.
It's not that
No.
day. Oh, my goodness. How's it going?
You know what? I am feeling a whole lot better since, everyone last, heard us.
And I'm just saying your brother isn't here for this one, so I think there's a common denominator.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Maybe he's the reason why my ankle was so fucked up and I broke it.
Yeah, every time you see him, it like throbs.
Yeah. No. Well, honestly, phrasing.
What in the Alabama?
What in the Alabama's going on?
What's going on? I mean, I know times are hard, but we don't have to get desperate.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're supposed to keep it PG-13.
I mean, is this choice PG-13? I mean,
No, it's not.
I don't think so. Did you want to share with the class what we're reading?
Yeah. So, we're breaking off from our schedule that we had. We were supposed to do Usagi Yojimbo, but Miles got tied up with work. So
he's so busy with the industry.
He's so busy. He's working in movies.
Oh my God.
But, I messaged Jackie and I was like, hey, let's do this book that we were talking about recently that, that literally just came out in trade paperback. It's called I Was a Fashion School Serial Killer by Doug Wagner, Daniel Hillyard, colors by Michelle Madsen, and letters by Ed Dukeshire.
Like the title from the get-go, caught my attention.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw how I first heard about this was I follow Image Comics on Instagram, and I think they were doing like a recap of, I don't know if it was like their best monthly or best yearly, something like that. And, from the get-go, I saw this. I was like, oh, I need to read this as soon as possible due to my, interest in crime type of books, true crime, even fiction, and
murder.
I was like, okay, you know what? Fuck it. Let's give it a read. So
yeah, I felt the same way. It was the title that really attracted me to look in the direction, and it really kept me in it. I have to say, for me, this was a surprise read for me.
Yeah, it was
so enjoyable.
It was definitely enjoyable for all the right and wrong reasons.
Yeah, all the right and wrong. Yeah. I mean, honestly, when you think about it, it's probably like the reason why we watch, these horror movies like Halloween and Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff like that.
Naming the OGs, I love it.
Oh yeah, I have to. But it's just because it's so creative in what it does.
Yeah, exactly. And I like a good entertaining scare.
Yeah.
That's what I fucks with. So this is basically like the Devil Wears Prada meets
meets I would say like
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah. Because I mean, she doesn't I was going to say Dexter, but
you know what? Dexter is a better one.
No. Well, honestly, I don't think Dexter is, because Dexter at least has like a moral code in why he does it versus...
You don't think
Rennie kind of just kills just to feed that. She goes into it and, she murders, people that rightfully deserve it in the story. But...
You think she just got a little out of control at one point?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Hell yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah. So this is my first introduction to Doug Wagner and Daniel Hillyard as a creative team on comic. Because I seen that they have worked a lot before together. I believe one of the books that comes to mind is Plastic.
Okay.
That they've done. It's another horror another horror comic from Image Comics, and Yeah, I was just kind of like flipping through it, and I was like, oh, okay, so
Didn't
this.
that get released recently? Sorry. Or was that a while
Yeah, no,
ago? Or is it
no,
fairly new?
I think it's fairly new. I think it's within the last couple of years.
Got you, got you.
Yeah. So after reading and enjoying this one, uh, yeah, I'm definitely going to go check out their other stuff.
Yeah.
But what are your like first impressions about this book, and you know what's the lore of how of how you found the book, and what kept you reading it?
You know, definitely, like we talked about the title from the get-go, and I feel like since it's not something really discussed much, which is like women serial killers,
Yeah.
because obviously there's more men serial killers than there are women, so it's always
Because
interesting.
men are so emotional.
Oh my god, they can't control their emotions. Go make me a sandwich, woman. But I what I like is they did try to make her seem relatable,
Hmm.
and it shows from the get go that she is trying to get into this like New York Fashion and Design Institute, which I'm gonna guess is like what, like maybe quote like Juilliard. I'm thinking I don't know many fashion schools.
I don't know either. The only one that I know is America's Next Top Model.
Oh no, we're gonna have
No,
to bleep
wait.
that out. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. But it shows her kind of like struggling to fit in, which is something we can all
Yeah,
relate to. And then it's like the whole mean girl like trope, and
that's what I was about to get at. I was
yeah.
like, it's the energy that some of the characters exude remind me a lot of Mean Girls,
Dude, it's definitely giving high school vibes. Like,
which is so funny because these people are about, would you say their early 20s?
I would say
Late
so.
teens, early 20s?
I would say their early 20s, but I guess I guess there will be, unfortunately there will be mean girls who just live and die and breathe it,
Oh, yeah, I know some
Yeah,
adults that are,
absolutely. And
I'm
some of
just-
them end up nurses. Not
No,
ours.
I
He said it, not me.
know. You were thinking it.
You said it. But yeah, it kind of shows her she just wants to, do her thing and be a loner, and that's why I thought, I'm not saying that she's a hero, but it did give me the vibe that she was just mostly doing it to people who deserve it,
Yeah, yeah. So, like Jackie was saying, it's just about a young woman named Rennie who ends up getting accepted into a New York fashion school, and she befriends, classmates, but she also has enemies. She gets a mentor, and it's just about her trying to navigate this, like, uh, I guess her passion for fashion. Hey, I
Hey. Oh,
know. But also trying to feed that like beast inside her that just wants to murder because she has this like itch.
literally she has an
Literally has
itch.
it.
Yeah, and the itch only gets cured when she bathes in blood.
Yes.
And her style of choice happens to be like trophies from people that she's killing, or their literal actual skin.
Yeah, because she makes like leather coats out of it.
And I'm sorry, but it's cunty. So
Honestly, okay, so the book opens up with some man roughhousing a woman, but then he ends up getting killed by Rennie. Later on, people are talking to Rennie about her leather jacket, and you can tell that this jacket is made from the man that she murdered.
yes,
Because it has the same tattoo.
yes. Oh my God, you caught that little detail too.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. You know what? I honestly, I loved it. Like the way this book is, it's so campy.
It is campy. I'm happy you said that. I was trying to find the word without being disrespectful. But it really is. It's campy because even though yes, it is like it's murder. It's one of those where it's like it is like a horror comedy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I'm speaking of wearing all black, like
Yeah, it's so funny. She does wear all black like all the time. She's a very like goth chick.
right.
She's a goth baddie.
She is like I think she took that a step further.
Yes, right? Yes, you know what? Let's just get into the book because honestly, it's so much fun.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Caesar get accepted into that prestigious school, And it's funny. I want to say that she befriended Sophie, but Sophie befriended her.
Yes, it's the classic introvert extrovert friendship dynamic.
I like how you're smiling at me.
Yeah, because you know what I'm referencing.
It's I know. I just found Andre one day and I adopted him. So, and the rest is history. And also, it's been officially 15 years of our friendship. So, happy quinceañera.
Happy quince.
Happy can't get out now.
Nope. I need a transformer dancing at the celebration.
You know what? Let's do it.
I need to be hung from
another funny choice of words.
I know. I need to be hung from a rope, flying over the crowd. Everyone will gaze at me.
I want to swing on the chandelier. Look, his leg is almost healed and he's already talking about like
it's flying. Being launched across the room.
Like Eric Kirk.
Yeah, like Eric Kirk.
Oh my God, Rolling Loud.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is so fucking funny.
What I really admire about Rennie's best friend Sophie in this book is their journey of their friendship.
It's really wholesome.
It really is, because
as wholesome as it can be.
Well, yes. I mean, from Sophie's point of view, yes.
And she's such the optimist, right?
She really is.
Yeah.
She is pretty much like a grassroots kind of woman. She's putting herself through fashion school by working a DoorDash-like job, delivering things all day and night to pay her way through school, on top of being in school, which, kudos to anyone who can fucking do that.
Dude, no, for reals. I was actually about to say that too. Like, it's basically that part is reflecting like real life,
Yeah.
like people just hustling their way through school. Not everybody comes from money, and it's like, if you want to succeed, it's like you gotta
put in the work.
You gotta put in the work, So, and it's just it's so ass backwards, because those mean girls are literally giving her a hard time for working, and I'm just like, that's so like.
Well, it's because their whole lives they've been handed everything.
Exactly, and it's just kind of like, dude, at least she's working for her shit, you know?
At least you could see her dedication to want to do something.
Exactly. So,
you know what? It's really nice seeing a character like Sophie embrace someone like Rennie.
She knew that, like, Rennie needed it,
Yeah, of course. And it's just like, that's like anything, when when you're in school and then you see someone and you just like make friends with them because you just know, you kind of,
that they have it rough.
Yeah, or you get that feeling that, oh, this person might be lonely, let me just say hello.
But you never know, honestly, who needs a friend, a conversation, You never know what somebody is like going through. So
yeah, because they could be a fucking serial killer.
Dude, they could be a serial killer.
Because look at Rennie.
Dude, no, for reals, And it's just so funny though, because I feel like there's one of the reasons maybe she Rennie wanted to stay like solo without any friends is to like maybe not get close to somebody and then have them get hurt,
Yeah, you know what? There is a line that she talks about her old group of friends and how they died in an accident.
Oh yeah, I peeped that. So I reread this, and it's always fun rereading shit because you catch on to things maybe you didn't pay attention to. Yeah. When I read that, I was like, what the fuck did you do?
Yeah, I know. Immediately my head went to like, okay, what did you do? Like,
right.
Did you put them through a blender or something?
It's kind of like when you meet that one friend that just says like, I have a hard time keeping friends. And you're just like, oh my God, I wonder why. And then you find out why.
Then you find out why.
Then you find out why.
Yeah, I think Sophie's like her motivation to, get through school, but then also being such a very genuine person. You can see how much she loves and she cares about her friends. And that's exactly the kind of thing that Rennie needed.
I think so too.
Because, I mean, you look at that whole, like, she has like this little tick.
Yes.
Rennie has this little tick. She scratches herself to the point of like, irritation and bleeding. That, that's the itch to like go murder, or, when something's annoying her that she wants to go murder it, because that's what it seems like.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, her tick was getting the best of her.
Yeah, but throughout throughout the series, you find out that, whenever Sophie's around, that scratching ceases and she doesn't scratch as hard as she normally does.
Did I get rid of your scratches when you met me? You're like, hell no, they intensify.
Hell no, you gave me scabies.
Not scabies. It's funny because one of the mean girls, Constance,
Yeah.
Pissed her off immediately. That's why you don't just be mean to people. You never know what their intentions are. But her plan was to literally just kill her, and she's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna skin this bitch alive. I'm gonna use her for inspo.
Yeah. What I like about this is, like Rennie's style is she goes for like full predator mode.
Yeah, she's like,
and she just skins them alive and leaves them like hanging so the blood can drip and she could bathe in the
oh
blood.
my god. So is that the definition of like fucking metal?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my god, I like what she said though. She's like, luckily for her, there's some things I hate more than pretentious, stuck up socialites, and it's basically fucking creeps,
Yeah.
And you know what? I agree. Can't stand socialites, but I think I just can't stand men more.
I agree, but unfortunately, I'm attracted to them.
Me too. So, that's why it's like sexuality is a choice. No, the fuck it's not.
No,
You
the fuck
think
it's not.
you think I would choose this life? Oh man.
Yeah. So another character that you get introduced to is Rennie, the class's teacher,
Yes.
who is teaching them about fashion and marketing and gives them what a teacher does, assignments and all that stuff. But she becomes a mentor to Rennie throughout the series, constantly complimenting her.
She definitely takes a liking to her.
Yeah.
And I feel like also like that is something necessary to do as a teacher. Like not taking a liking just to specifically somebody, but maybe put a hand out to the outsider. Like I said, going back to outsiders need love too.
Yeah, but also, if you see something that's fucking good, just speak up on it.
Hell yeah, dude. And
yeah, and obviously, Rennie, as a fashion designer, is very skilled in her craft as far as like putting together the outfit, but also in designing.
Mm-hmm. At least she's like putting the killing to art purposes.
Yes.
I say that like carefully, but she's using it to, I want to say, try to get further in life.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Even her shirt is like, it's interesting. The shirt that she has wearing is like the devil,
Oh, the devil's face with
Yeah.
the horns. Yeah.
I was just like, damn. Like she's just like, I feel like if you're paying attention, the signs are there.
Yeah. So what, going back to Rennie as, being a serial killer, it's interesting in her choice of victims. She usually goes after like men that are wronging women.
Yes.
Most of her victims are that. Other victims are just like, because I think there's one victim that she has in here that is, she was just like, I just killed another person because I needed the extra blood to bathe in.
Yeah, actually, I remember that. She's like, you know what? I just did it for the fuck of it,
Yeah.
So I guess that is something where we could say she did cross. I mean, she's crossed many lines, but like maybe there was
It's
like
murder.
Most of them we were like, we want to say it's justified because these men are.
Creeps.
They're literal creeps and they have like the worst intentions,
Oh yeah, definitely, especially the ones at the end.
Oh my god, absolutely.
Yeah,
that was a twist. Okay, we'll get to that. But,
because I really want to talk about that final issue.
Dude, yeah.
All right, so
that was so funny. I mean, it's not funny. It was just took me back, but yeah, we will get to that.
What do you think about her choice for weapons?
Dude, it's creative.
Yeah.
Honestly, she's just a very creative person.
Yeah, she has her necklace.
Yes.
Which, like, okay, did you like get the feeling like, remember? I guess there were like a couple panels, I think in like issue 3 or issue 4, when Constance is just like berating Sophie for not showing up to class. She like the panels keep showing the necklace in between Rennie's breasts, like under her shirt, and then it shows her reach for it, and then when she pulls it out, like the panel goes red, and her eyes are red, and she's like disrespecting
Sophie that she loves.
Yeah, and what's the Constance? And she's like, oh, you know what, Constance, shut the hell up, blah blah blah.
Yeah, like you're basically she's using her jewelry as her
Like
weapon.
But like, do you think it's kind of like channeling that like spirit? Because I noticed that when she has it in her shirt, she's docile.
Yeah.
When she takes it out, that's when she is like, oh, I'm gonna murder, I'm gonna kill.
So do you think maybe that's her literal and figurative weapon?
Yes, I think it's probably like a transformation.
Okay, I like that. I didn't even pick up on that, but I will say her choice of weapons are interesting. There was even a moment, didn't she like take it out of her hair too? Like if they were like chopsticks or something?
She has like those picks in her hair to hold her bun, but she uses that a lot to stab people in the neck, on both sides of the neck too.
Yeah, that is her signature, is like
that's
stabbing,
her move, right?
Yeah, stabbing them in the neck.
Like if she was a Mortal Kombat character,
dude,
she'd just like whip him out, and she'd probably say some like
finish him.
She's like, oh, like let women have the rights to control their bodies.
For reals, let women be safe. Like, God forbid a woman just wants to be safe.
God forbid a woman listens to her headphones at night.
God forbid her woman just lets her inhibition
feel the rain. And feel the rain on your skin.
You know, like Jesus. And it's just so wild. Like, yeah, wearing headphones at night, like as a woman, like I was taught not even just at night, just to wear one headphone. That way you could hear your surroundings. Like the amount of precautions women have to go through is insane. Holding your keys as like a weapon at night. But yeah, I think that's what I like about Rennie is, you know, she's fighting for women's rights and women's wrongs, albeit
all at the same time, right?
I mean, all at the same time. You know, we love a multitasking baddie, you know. But you know, it's one of those where it's just like, I don't know. It's nice to see, you know, fictional justice get served.
You know what this reminds me a lot of?
Girl with a dragon tattoo.
No, well, I guess, yeah. But what was that movie we saw? It was back in like 2021. It was about that woman who would go on dates with men that have been known to assault other women, and then she takes revenge on them.
Oh my God.
And then she takes revenge on him and all his friends.
Promising Young Woman.
Promising Young Woman.
Dude, Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Oh, Carey Mulligan.
Mulligan.
Yeah, that's what it was. Oh my God. Okay. That movie was great. So, Thank you for bringing that up. I actually want to rewatch that.
Yeah, so that's what Rennie's character motivations remind me of.
You know what? Yeah, it just kind of like there's a purpose behind these killings. Dude, that could totally be an inspiration. I bet you they did get inspiration from like, they probably watched Mean Girls and Promising Young Woman at the same night. And they're like, you know what? This would be a great story.
Yeah. What'd you think of that? Was it that Bodhi? Is that how you pronounce his name? Bodhi?
You see, maybe this is giving Promising Young Woman because he seems so...
Yeah, he seems like a really cool guy.
He seemed like a cool guy at first. And, you know, it's one of those, you think that like him and Sophie have this cute little, you know, maybe puppy love.
Yeah.
I don't know. Starts off so promising and then just disappoints you like men.
Just typical man. You know, he invites Rennie to, you know, go out to eat, said everyone will be there. But then it turns out that he's only inviting her so he can go on a date with her, but then said that, oh, me and Sophie are just casual.
Oh my God. And that makes me so mad because like one, you're putting best friends in such an awkward predicament. Like that made me mad for Rennie. Like I was like, fuck this guy, man.
I felt so bad because
this is like her first friend too.
Yeah, because later on when you see Bodhi in his apartment, he's just like, oh man, I sent Sophie that text talking about, you know, me and Rennie. So Sophie should be mad at Rennie and not me.
Ew. When I saw that too, I was just like, because you know this is actually real conversations fucking happening, you know? And it got me so mad and a little like, I'm like, dude, you fucked with the wrong bitch. Like literally. Because she's already, you see their friendship growing, like Rennie and Sophie.
Yeah.
And like, you know, she's taken a liking to Sophie. So it's just like, dude, you make Sophie mad. Or you even hurt Sophie, like those pizza guys try to do on that delivery. And I'm just like, see,
Yeah. Okay. So how satisfying was it?
So satisfying.
So Sophie goes to Rennie's to do some like studying and stuff, but it turns out that Sophie is distraught because she was doing a delivery and some guys tried to pull her into their apartment so they could, insinuating that they can do things with her. So, and
Right.
it visibly upsets her, and you see her with torn clothes, which it's like they were aggressive.
Dude, 3 guys? Yeah, like it's just like and
It's
it's
so
sickening.
satisfying what
Yeah.
happens to them. And I just want to talk about how creative these kills are.
Dude, they're super creative. Like, cause wasn't there one of them looking in like, was it a
Oh,
chip bag?
yeah.
It was like he was looking in a chip bag, and then there goes the infamous chopsticks.
The chopsticks right through the eyes, and the bag is still attached
Right.
to the chopsticks. So it's so funny because it's like when I saw that, I was like, this reminds me of like a B horror film.
Yes, and we love those B horror films.
You know how much I love them.
Yes, we didn't do it this year because I was on the go, but we usually watch it at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Those are our Christmas movies.
Yeah, those are our Christmas movies. But yeah, like all these kills that happen in this book, well, most of them are so creative in this way.
Like when she got the necklace and but that pizza looked so fire. It reminded me of like a
Goofy movie?
Yeah, Goofy movie. Yeah. And like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was giving me a
pizza.
Fuck yeah. And that's when she took her necklace and just like sliced. Oh my god, a slice for slice.
Yeah, I know, right? Like straight through the mouth, out the back of the head to where the top of his head falls off.
Dude, and that goes to like, okay, going into like how, like, what did you think of the artwork? Because that is something that is just like, I'm loving the red. Of course, they have to make the red stand out for blood,
Yeah. So, you know what? When I first started this book, I was like, okay, this is like some really clean line work that we're doing here. Sometimes that really throws me off to a story.
Okay.
I don't know. For me, I kind of like the more sketchy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But man, was I in for a fucking treat.
Absolutely.
There's so much detail, and it's cartoony detail.
But it's detail that makes sense. Like when you were picking up on like that tattoo, it's just like stuff like that where like basically pay attention to the little details. And I thought that was really cool.
I thought it was great. It reminds me a lot of Ryan Otley from Invincible, especially like the way this artist draws mouths.
It reminds you of
yeah, it took me back to like reading Invincible. I was like, okay, I really like this. I know this is like about like fashion school and stuff, but I kind of wish we got to see more of like the fashion side of things. I mean, I know I'm not like really into that stuff, but I always do like to see, what people come up with.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you on that. It would have been cool. It would have been cool to see more of that. And
fashion.
It would have been cool, if they maybe did one more issue that had like something about a runway show happening.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I think honestly, the way this ended, I feel like there might be a volume 2.
You know what? I could see that.
Yeah.
It would be cool to see how she even like started doing this.
Yeah.
Even if it's just, little something
I
showing.
was a fashion school serial killer. Origin
story. God, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
It would be cool though, just to see something like that. I mean, I don't know if they have to do like a whole. I feel like one issue would maybe be good about it, but like it would be cool just to see it and how she just thought like, yeah, I can use this for fashion. It's called fashion, sweetie.
It's called fashion, sweetie.
But
I like Rennie's attitude throughout the book. She starts off, as a recluse introvert. She doesn't really like people at all. But then, as she is friends with Sophie and Sophie's friends with like everyone, she becomes like, you know what? People aren't so bad. And, and she even mentions it in the in her narration about how she loves having, that group of friends because, they see her and they accept her and they love her. And I was like, you know what? This book for it being the way, the genre that it is, of being a horror comedy, there is a really strong message about the power of friendship.
But there is a couple strong messages, about that, about like, what would you do to try to like succeed, and even
Yeah.
how even with success, it comes with the dark side,
Mhm.
which we are seeing that now more than ever. But her having these friends is giving her this purpose, and it's so true. Like that's why I feel like us, like as humans, we are meant to have at least a couple like good genuine friends that care about your.
It's
It's life saving.
yeah, honestly, I agree.
Yeah.
We used to be so like strong in community, like even going back to like our ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, like I do have indigenous blood in me.
Mm-hmm.
All of that was centered around community.
Of course.
And you always
It
you-
takes a village.
It takes a village. You always hear that, right?
Right.
And that's what I feel like that really made Rennie like really blossom.
And it goes to like show, like, that saying, like, show me your friends and I'll show you who you are,
Yeah.
So she really just needed good, decent people. And even her purpose of, fashion designer and the teacher kind of reinforcing that on her.
Mhm.
It's nice when you feel like you can accomplish your dreams,
Yeah.
I got my dream career back in November, and it's nice that I'm like, oh my God, it's actually working out. This is actually what I wanted, and it's working out,
Yeah.
So it's nice to have that purpose with your career and with your friends. So I think that's what's really making her kind of like, turn a new leaf and be like you said, people aren't so bad.
Yeah. All right. So I want to talk about this last issue.
Mm-hmm.
Because it kind of turns this whole story into like an action flick.
Yeah, it's like when the Taken is fucking happening, but like kind of going a little back to issue 4, we start to realize that the teacher isn't as fucking innocent as she portrays.
Oh yeah. There's this whole conspiracy going on.
That because people, so what she keeps doing throughout the comic is she's saying, or the story, she's saying, we lost another student today. They couldn't basically afford their bills. And she was like, moment of silence. And Sophie was saying, like, like they called me into the office and I have to pay it. And she ended up coming up with the money for that.
Yeah.
And she told her, she told all of her friends that, she was going to be fine, and then she stopped showing up. Can I just tell you though that the cover for issue number 4 is probably like my favorite. It's giving me Carrie vibes.
Yes, I love it.
But yeah, once Sophie's friends start realizing that she's not around, they're just kind of like, what the fuck is happening? And then, Constance, that's when she's like, well, she
Running
couldn't
that
make it.
Fucking mouth of hers.
Dude, driving me crazy.
Yeah. So when you get to the final issue, you find out that the teacher, Rennie's mentor, and the dean of students at that fashion school, they grab the women that can't afford it, and then they sell them to human traffickers.
Dude, when I saw that this took a turn to trafficking and the
Yeah.
teacher was behind it with the dean,
Yeah.
and I was like, my flappers were gasted. I was like,
agreed.
I was like, holy shit, this is not what I was expecting. But she was not gonna go down without a fight, especially when it came to her dear old Sophie.
Of course. She's like, you took my friend?
She literally said, my Sophie.
My Sophie.
That was really cute when she
I
said
know.
that. I was like, oh, you got a friend.
Yeah. And then she goes and she murks all these dudes in a very like
It's like Taken style. Type.
Okay, have you seen Malignant?
No.
Oh, damn it. Okay,
Mm-mm.
so the movie ends up doing that too, where it's just like for the first like hour and 20 minutes, it's this like straight up horror film. And then the last 20 minutes of the movie, it kind of turns into an action flick.
That is fucking funny.
Yeah. So that's what this reminded me of the character doing that, because she's like coming from the rafters and she's coming out the shadows and she's like killing people and slicing their heads off.
Dude, I know she turned into an action star real quick. Like it's one thing to just come out of like the shadows and then like stab a motherfucker, but yeah, you seen her like doing like fucking Kim Possible type of shit. Call me, beat me if you want to reach me.
You're rated R.
Dude, rated R Kim Possible is fucking funny, but
I think it's just pretty funny, like the direction this goes, but then it also leans into what this whole book was and how like silly and campy it is.
It is definitely silly. It is very, very silly. And I don't know. I even thought that this was kind of silly and cute. Like, when she told Sophie, she's like, close your ears, or I think she said, close your eyes.
Yeah.
And Sophie's just singing because she's so wholesome, you know, she's just singing her music. While
I see trees of green.
Yeah.
Red roses too.
While these guys are getting fucking, oh no, the dean specifically is getting his head chopped off. You know, he thought he was gonna get away with it. Like,
bitch, you thought?
Sick.
During this final scene, when she's talking to Sophie, Sophie asks Rennie, are you like a serial killer or something?
Are you like and I felt like I heard her voice. She's like, are you like a killer?
Yeah. And she's like, I'm a fashion design student too. It's weird. It's weird, huh? And then like the panel of Sophie, she has her mascara running down her face with this very nervous smile, and her eyes are so wide. She's like, oh, okay.
Dude, and that was just so funny.
And then she goes and she's like, I'm sorry, I kind of killed Miss Portia and Bodhi too.
Yeah, she's like, again, oh, okay. Oh my God, I know. And okay, so like Bodhi, like I know he was horrible, but I'm like, okay, maybe that is one of those where he didn't have to die, right?
Yeah,
he was just horrible. He was just
a piece of shit.
It's just so funny how, I don't know, Sophie, super forgiving, but I guess she said, you know, she holds that power. I like to think she holds that power that Remy won't ever kill again.
Oh, or at least not kill her.
Right. At least you got that.
So like there's that whole part at the end where they're sitting down and they're talking to each other, and basically Rennie's just like, you know, this is who I am, this is me, and Sophie's like, oh, you know, like it's okay, like I still love you, I still think you're an incredible person,
right?
And I'm just like, yeah, but it's murder.
Ultimately, you know,
but it's murder. And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, you know, if I compare this to my life, I'm very much like Rennie minus the serial killing part. Because
you are. Like when you were describing like earlier about like how not liking people and befriending people who are friends with like everybody, like immediately I thought of like me and Melinda.
Yeah. And then like I look at Sophie and I'm like, oh man, that is exactly how me and Jackie became friends. And of course we didn't meet in fashion school. We met in theater class in college.
And apparently I was friends with Miles first. And then I was like, hey, you know what? Your brother's actually kind of cool too.
No, he's actually cooler. But I thought about you and I was like, oh.
I know. But go ahead, sorry.
Oh, and then I was like, you know what? This is all like the power of friendship. And that's the moral of the story of I was a fashion school serial killer.
And it really is the power of a friendship. And I always say like, introverts need extrovert, like an extrovert, like best friend. Maybe you don't need multiple of them, you know, but you need a couple so they can like take you by the reins. Look at all of my closest friends. All of you are introverts.
We're
you know,
all introverts.
I just tell you guys what to do and what we're gonna do, and
you just say, "Hey, we're going to do this at this time on this date," and then we show up.
So, what do we give it out of 5 stars?
I give it a good like 7.75.
I give it a 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am, like I said, I enjoyed it. I want to look up the writer's other works because that's what I've been better at doing.
Yeah.
You know, and
I've noticed.
Yeah, thank you. I'm really coming into my own. We were just talking about that before the podcast. But yeah, can't wait to check out their other work.
Yeah, I would have to say this was a very enjoyable read. If you can stand gore and, you know, all that fun stuff, but through a campy, cartoony lens, then I say just go for it.
Camp horror is how I would call it, right? Very campy horror, not camp horror. That actually sounds like a dope. I was about to say dope scary movie. Isn't that Friday the 13th?
That's basically Friday the 13th.
I was like, wait, what a good concept. I think I'm so groundbreaking.
Yeah. So would you recommend this to people?
Yes, I would recommend this to people. Like you said, if you can handle gore, but it's funny too. So I hang in there.
Yeah, yeah, it's great. And I noticed we've been going over these horror books a lot lately.
Oops, I was thinking that too, actually. And even with my own reading, I told you I read the first volume of Exquisite Corpses. That title, like, hello, and so every time I'll read something like that, I'm like, let me read something very lighthearted.
Yeah.
I did notice that's been a trend of ours.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Well, recently, I was like, because I have all this time in my hand, I've been binge watching a lot of Twin Peaks, right?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so I watched the movie Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, and oh my God, that movie is so good, but it's so fucking depressing.
Oh my God.
And it's like you feel miserable at the end of it because, I mean, you watch 2 seasons of the show, then you go into the movie, which is a prequel. It takes place, the days leading up to the TV show. And you know what's going to happen, so you feel miserable when the movie ends, and then you just got to switch to something happy, just to like offset all that miserable feeling.
Dude, absolutely. That's why whenever I'll like watch or read something like crazy, one of my go-tos is Golden Girls, because I'm like, those old ladies know how to cheer me the fuck up.
They sure do.
Yeah, so I definitely understand that.
Well, thank you for listening, y'all. It was a great read this week, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm glad we both decided on this.
I know you said it was your pick, but
well, I mean, this one was our pick because we're gonna let Miles have his shine.
Yeah, we are.
We are.
He just got busy.
He's too busy for us.
Yeah. So I swear, dear listeners, that the next book we are going to be talking about is Usagi Yojimbo.
I'm actually halfway through it. So.
Oh yeah, same.
So we need to just we did it for a reason, right?
Yeah, right.
We did it for a reason,
and it's good. I like it.
No, I'm actually enjoying it more than I thought too. So, but we'll discuss that on our next episode.
We'll discuss that next time.
And Miles will be back.
Yeah, so Miles will be back for the next episode. If you guys need to reach out to us, you can reach us at our Instagram, which is Comic Bros Authority. The links will always be provided wherever you listen to your podcasts. Go ahead and leave us a review if you'd like. We'd really appreciate it.
Mandatory review.
You
gotta give him pressure. Come on, stop being nice.
Oh, I'm broken.
He's shy. Not anymore. He's healing, y'all.
Whatever. All right. So thank you for listening. My name is Andre.
My name is Jackie. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.